Alexis and Julius in this season finale. Alexis was sitting there making breakfast. She was all upset because Julius did not come home the night before. And honestly, I kind of feel like that's a little hurtful because I feel like she should have took the keys back from Julius or demanded he come right home after she caught him at the clothing store with other women. But she just lets him keep the keys and do whatever he wants all night while she's stuck at home without a car. Meanwhile, Alexis is just sitting there mean mugging, cooking up some breakfast, and she burned the living hell out of this bacon. Maybe that's why Julius didn't come home. Maybe he thought a house fire was going down because I'm sure he could smell that bacon from miles away. I like my bacon crispy, but she was making it like crispy enough to chip a tooth. Hey, maybe she's trying to give Julius some karma from this bacon. I don't know. But next thing you know, Julius comes strolling in the door talking about, it smells good. Where's my breakfast at? I would have been like, boy, you don't deserve no breakfast. I made breakfast for me. You should be making me breakfast after all the BS you've been putting me through. Julius was just trying to sweep everything under the rug. All he cared about was his breakfast. And he sits down, he starts eating. And then Alexis was like, well, hey, I need to talk to you about something while you're here. So she goes to the room and he's just sitting there like he's a kindergartner in timeout. And finally she comes out and she has 2 pregnancy tests. She's like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And he's like, wait a minute. And he was so shocked, you could tell. Which honestly, I don't get why he's acting like he's so shocked, because you literally have been shooting the club up. It's not like you've been even trying to pull out. Alexis said you were straight shooting up the club day 1 of your prison release. So this should be no shock whatsoever here. Julius was just like, are you sure you want this? Are you sure you're going to be able to handle this? And he just kept saying, you. Are you sure you're going to be able to handle this, Julius? Because this is no longer a you thing. This is a we thing. But even though, like, Alexis was like, we got to be good parents. We got to be in this together. I still have a feeling it's mostly going to be Alexis doing all the heavy-duty work when it comes to this baby. Julius just kept saying, I don't know, I'm not ready for a baby. Well, you should have thought about that before you shot the club up. And Alexis just seemed irritated as hell because she thought that he was ready when he was talking about how much he wanted to have a baby while he was in prison. But he's like, I just didn't think it was going to happen this fast. And I don't think Julius is ready, because Julius is a very selfish person. And I don't think he's ready to put someone else's needs above his own. And I feel like if Alexis would have been like, okay, I'm going to let you decide what I do with this baby, I feel like Julius would have told her to go to the clinic and ended it right there. And I feel like he almost wanted to say that, but he was smart enough not to say that on camera, because he probably thought he would have got a lot of help for saying that after knowing he was 50% responsible for the baby even being here to begin with. What's crazy to me is, like, Alexis is acting all shocked at Julius's reaction when everything from the way he's been treating her and talking to her since his release has been giving that this is exactly how he was going to be once he found out he was going to be a father. That he was not going to be excited and that he was not going to be ready to step up. So Alexis storms off to the closet. She starts breaking down crying, and I guess Julius's legs weren't hurting anymore because he got up, he walked in there and told her, look, we're gonna get through this. Then she goes to the kitchen and she sits on his lap and she's like, look, now that I'm pregnant, we gotta get our crap together. You're gonna have to get a job. And he said, hold up. No, you're gonna have to work some more hours. And she's like, wait a minute, this fool did not just tell me I need to pick up some more hours. When Julius said that, I wanted to slap the living shit out of him. Like, Alexis has a lot better self-control than me, because this man has some audacity. Like, he's literally talking to Alexis like she's one of his hoes and he's her pimp. He was like, if I want to go get some money, I can go get some money. I'm not about to be no delivery boy. Which that tells me everything I need to know. Julius, is only going to be a matter of time. I can already feel it before he goes back to jail because he's already not giving a damn about his freedom. He's so quick to go back to that easy money instead of putting the work in. Then Julius put his 2 brain cells he has left together and tried to tell Alexis, you haven't done nothing for me, so you shouldn't even be talking. And she's like, hold up, wait a minute. He tried to pull the same BS that he pulled on Ashley and try to act like, oh, you don't do anything for me, so I don't owe you nothing. And he's like, I sleep here and I F you. Man, that would have been the last words that man would have ever said to me if he would have said that to me, because I could not believe how much Julius really thinks he's a freaking prize. You're a felon fresh out of prison that has nothing to offer than some freaking dick and a headache. I'm guessing that Alexis has never been with a man that can help take care of the household and be a provider, because once you're with someone like that, you won't settle for people like this who do the bare minimum and do nothing but just take from the situation. And he's like, that's why you're in the position you're in right now. So pretty much that just tells me he's telling her, yeah, that's just me telling you, you put yourself in this position to be used. Then Julius wanted to say, oh yeah, she's toxic. Alexis is toxic. Just like he called Ashley toxic. Pretty much everything he's used to talk about Ashley, he's used to talk about Alexis. When Alexis has done nothing but just try to hold him accountable. And Julius just thinks everyone's toxic. But the only person that's toxic at the end of the day is him. And then Alexis was sitting there telling him, you know, we both grew up in 1-parent households. It's so important for us to be in a 2-parent household. But it's like, if that was so important to you, then why did you choose to rush things so fast and choose a 25-year-old man fresh out of prison who's been locked up since he was a teenager and only worked 1 job, and his last job was when he was like 13 years old, to be the father of your child if you want to have a 2-parent household? I used to be like that, and I used to think that you had to work things out with somebody just because you have kids with them. And I'm here to tell you today, you can do that if you want to, but you're not going to do anything but hurt yourself and hurt your kid more in the long run by holding on to something that you shouldn't be holding on to. I would rather teach my child, when something's not good for you, to become strong and walk away from it, than choosing to stay there and feel alone and just be miserable, staying in a situation where one parent doesn't want to work and is constantly caught talking to other women. For the child growing up in that environment with financial insecurity and a lack of trust due to him talking to other women, it's going to have long-lasting negative effects on that child. Children learn by observing and witnessing a relationship where one partner is not contributing financially or is being unfaithful, and that could just normalize these unhealthy dynamics. She's going to grow up and think that she can be with a man that doesn't work and just wants to go get fast money and just depend on her. I get wanting to keep a family together, but the reality is a child's happiness and development, they're maximized in a stable, secure, and loving environment. And a single parent who's able to provide a consistent and supportive home, even if it means that there may be some financial struggles, which either way, I feel like Alexis is going to have to deal with financial struggles because it looks like she's going to have to do it all on her own. That often creates a better outcome than maintaining a household full of cheating, conflict, resentment, and uncertainty. This is what I'm hoping for. This baby will make her mature enough to finally be enough for her to get strong enough to finally leave him. Because a lot of couples, you know, they'll be really good, like in the honeymoon stages of their relationship, and then they have kids, and that's when things get real. Because someone might be a good partner for you, like a boyfriend, before you have kids, but once you have kids, you know, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with it, and they gotta help take care of those kids, help share the roles, like with finances and taking care of them. And for a lot of couples, like when you have somebody like Julius who isn't ready to step up, maybe that might be what she finally needs to open her eyes and realize that he really ain't shit and that she's been hyping him up to be more than he really is in her head. But that's it for this video, guys. So at the end, we learn that Alexis had her baby. They showed pictures of her baby, and Alexis and Julius are raising their child together. And like I shared the other day, she kicked him out on her live, but he's been on Instagram and TikTok since then in her living room, so it already looks like he's back. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.